What's up, everybody? This is TJ Tassone, mortgage broker, owner of Taton Capital, and welcome to my channel, Living in Colorado. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about the home buying process in Denver and the steps associated with that. So as always, if you have any questions about mortgages or what it's like living in Colorado, feel free to text, call, email the information below. And remember to always like and subscribe my information as I come out with new videos every single Friday. So let's hop right into it. All right, guys, so let's talk about the steps to, or what the home buying process looks like in today's market. So I'm gonna take them in and give you kind of a basic list, and then I'm gonna take them one by one. So steps 1 through 10, we're gonna look at checking your credit score, determining how much you can afford, choosing the lender and getting pre-approved for a mortgage, finding a real estate agent, starting the home search process, then making an offer, getting a home inspection and home appraisal, getting your homeowners insurance, then doing your final walkthrough, and then eventually closing on your home. And there's a couple other additional steps in the middle of the process that I'll talk about. So, well, let's take them one at a time. So step number 1, so checking your credit score. So credit scores range from 300 to 850. So as long as you have a pulse, you're probably gonna have at least a 400. With that being said, when you're looking at credit scores, if there is a sweet spot, the higher you are, the better it is. But really anything from the low to mid 6s and up is, suitable enough for you to be able to get into a home. So that's step number 1, find out where your credit score is. Step number 2 and 3 kind of fall in line with each other, right? So you're gonna wanna find out how much you can afford to spend, and you're gonna wanna find the right lender, and you're gonna wanna get pre-approved. So when you're getting pre-approved, really what you're doing is you're telling a lender, I wanna buy a house for X amount. Do I have the ability to do it? So you take an application, you submit your paperwork like bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s, you have your credit pulled. And once a lender has reviewed all that stuff, then they can tell you how much you can afford and you are approved to spend X amount. So it's kind of, the steps kind of fall in line with each other, okay? Once you're pre-approved, you now have the golden ticket to go out and go shopping. So what you want to think about a pre-approval is it's like you have the ability to buy something that you say you can afford. So a good analogy is if you went to a restaurant and you sat down and you have hamburger and beers and you're ready to go and you're really hungry and you tell the waiter, I want to have all this stuff, but you know what? I just realized I don't have my wallet, so I don't have any cash, I don't have any credit cards, I can't pay for it. Well, what's the guy gonna say? He's gonna say, well, sorry, I can't help you. You might be able to come work and wash dishes to pay off your meal, but realistically, you're probably not going to be able to get the hamburger and the beers and the meal. So it's the same conversation in the real estate industry. So when you go to look at a $500,000 house or whatever it is, you have to have your wallet. You have to have the pre-approval letter that says that you're capable of them buying this house. People take you more seriously, and then it gets the ball rolling and the process started. Okay, so once you have your pre-approval letter, then it's time to start thinking about, okay, I want to look at houses. Do I have a real estate agent in mind? Now, typically what ends up happening is most people will get with a real estate agent before they get with a lender, which is totally fine. That's usually how I get business with my real estate partners, is because they work with me and they have clients that come to them and they come to me. At the same time, finding a real estate agent is something that's super, super important. You want to have someone that's going to be really supportive and helping explain the process, who's going to be available, who's going to be able to show you the things that you want to see. It's going to give you the correct information about properties, school district information, crime, property value, appreciation, all that kind of stuff. If you have the right person, they're going to help you get set up. So if you do not have a good real estate agent in mind, I know plenty that I can get you set up with. We're all in the industry together and we all support each other. So that's the next step in the process, is finding a real estate agent. So once you have completed steps 1 through 4, getting your pre-approval application, meeting with a loan officer, meeting with the realtor, you can really start the home search process. So when people start the home search process, they have all of these different ideas about what they want in a house. So it could be, I want to live specifically in the Highlands or in Golden or in Stapleton or in the Tech Center in Littleton or Fort Collins, all over the state. And then you realize, okay, maybe it's not just this one particular area. Maybe I want to be within, a 25-minute circumference of Fort Collins or of Denver in any direction. So then you start your search really broad, and then once you start seeing things, then you start dwindling it down. So the realtor is gonna be really good at helping find the pieces of information that you want specifically in a house. So maybe it's purchase price, it's the particular neighborhood, it's square footage, it's number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, it has a basement, it doesn't have a basement, it has a multiple car garage, it doesn't have a garage. All those things are all pieces that you can put into a very defined search on the MLS multiple listing services, which is what realtors are gonna be able to set you up with. So that's the fun part of the process. That's the shopping. So that everyone always gets the most excited about starting the home search process. So once you go out and start looking at properties, you'll then be able to find a house that you actually really like, and so you want to be able to put an offer in. So putting an offer in can be as simple as saying, well, the house is worth $500,000. I agree that I will offer you $500,000. And if you get lucky, you go under contract, you come to an agreement, $500,000 is what you're willing to pay. Maybe it becomes a little more complicated. Maybe you have to start, saying, you know what, I'll pay $510,000 over the asking price because I want to be competitive, I want to win. Maybe it's $25,000 over, maybe there's no gap. Maybe you say, I'll give you cash and I'll close within a week. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to make your offer a little more attractive. And those are all things that I talk about in other videos. And for, if you have any questions about, things that you can do to be competitive, always feel free to reach out to me, and I can also put you in contact with some of my partners to be a little more thorough with you on strategies to make your offer more likely to get approved. Okay. So step number 7, we talk about getting a home inspection and a home appraisal. So what is a home inspection? So when you are purchasing a property, you want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the house. So what an inspector will do is they'll go look at the main things that could be a problem. So the foundation of the house, they're going to look at, does the electricity work? Does the furnace work? Is the AC or heat working? Is the basement up to code? Well, maybe not necessarily up to code, but is it built correctly? Or is there going to be any structural issues that we could run into that the lender might not approve? Those are things that an inspector will do. Okay. And then we have to do a home appraisal. So the home inspection is not something that's required by lenders, but it's just something that you should do as an intelligent homeowner. You want to make sure that you're not buying a house that has a bunch of things wrong with it, that you haven't had a lot of unforeseen expenses that you weren't prepared for that could, shoot your budget. So you're not required to do one. It's always suggested to do so. So that's something to think about. Okay. A home appraisal, if you are getting a loan, a lender is going to require that you do an appraisal. So appraisals are super important for the process. Typically, the way that it goes is when you go under contract, you go out and you start your inspection to make sure there's nothing wrong with the house. And then we immediately will order the appraisal. Hopefully they coincide to where we have reviewed the inspection, there's nothing wrong with it, you're happy with it. So then we can proceed with getting the house appraised, because I don't want to have a situation where you say, oh, there's too many things wrong with the house, I don't want to buy it, and then we end up sending the appraiser out and I still have to charge for the appraisal even though you're going to cancel the deal because of the home inspection stuff. So I try to have them coincide correctly, so inspection's complete, appraisal's done right after it. You go back into underwriting so you can get the appraisal cleared and the file is completely signed off on or cleared to close, so to speak. Okay, so, and then we talk about getting homeowners insurance. So homeowners insurance and home inspection and appraisal are all really important pieces of the puzzle. We have to make sure the house is worth what the lender is willing to lend on, because that's the collateral for the loan, right? If we sell the house, it has to be able to pay off the loan. And then the homeowner's insurance, we have to make sure that the home is insured, because we have to protect the lender and the homeowner against losses associated with the house burning down or floods or etc. So, and sorry, I say floods, it's actually separate insurance, but more specifically, fire. So homeowners insurance is something that the consumer has the ability to shop for. So we always have partners that we work with that do a good job, but it's totally up to you. If you bundle your car insurance or, maybe you have life insurance with one big company, then it's better to keep everything under one roof. Totally up to you to shop for it the way you want to do it. So you can do that in the middle of the process, you can do it towards the end. I typically advise getting it done more toward the beginning, just because it's good to get all those fee type things out of the way. Like, if we get the appraisal invoices done right away, if we can get the homeowner's insurance, then we can get the documents to sign at the end a lot faster. So it's always something to think about if you can get that stuff done earlier in the process. Okay. So once we've done all that, the file is cleared to close. We've the lender says everything looks great, we're ready to do the closing, so we're just prepared to get everything signed. So you're going to do your final walkthrough on your house as the ninth step. So you're going to go in, make sure all the contractual agreements have been honored, the house is clean the way it was supposed to, there's no trash left, there's no junk in the garage, etc. Whatever the conversation was, you're just making sure that they didn't ding any holes in the wall or anything like that on their way out that you would have any issues with. And then lastly, step number 10, you get to close on your new home. So that's the best part, right? Usually it takes about 30 days for a transaction to close. You know, get prepared to sign a big stack of paper, your hand gets really sore, and you get a big smile on your face and get some candy and chips. Usually they have those at the title company, and it's just a really fun experience. Everyone's happy to be done and be moving into the new house, or to be moving out and getting paid because of the equity from when they sold. So all in all, pretty fun, quick little process. So to recap, we talked about steps of what you can expect in the home buying process, right? So checking your credit scores, finding out how much you can get approved for, working with a lender that you really like that's going to take care of you, is going to get you approved for what you want, finding the right real estate agent, starting the home search process, making competitive offers, doing a home inspection and appraisal, getting homeowners insurance, doing your final walkthrough, and then lastly, the most exciting part is getting to close on your home. So, wrapping it up in conclusion, the home buying process is very simple when you break it down step by step. Obviously, every person is going to have some varying degree of these steps, maybe in different orders. Maybe their income situation is different, so they don't get approved for what they want right away. Maybe the credit scores are not what they want, so it takes time, and you work on building it up, and then you switch it up. Maybe you don't get pre-approved right away, you take a little time, and then you do it, you start looking at houses after the fact. So in conclusion, again, I always appreciate any constructive criticism, feedback about things that you'd like to hear, things that we could do to make the channel better. And then, as always, any questions about living in Colorado, mortgage specific questions, feel free to call, text, email the information below. And always remember to like and subscribe my content as I come out with new videos every Friday. I always want to make sure that you're getting access to everything as it comes out. So thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Take care.